Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the UBC News tonight. My name is Wadulo, Arnold, Mark, and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. Without further ado, let's take a look at the headlines and then get straight into the bulletin. Tonight, Minister Kabyanga applauds President Museveni for advancing immunization campaigns. Crime declines in Luweero due to ghetto youth empowerment initiatives. Furthermore, schools raise concern over the potential unfairness in government's proposed takeover of fees collection. And business thrives as Kampala prepares for Eid celebrations. Welcome for the 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News tonight. It's going to be a 30 minutes long bulletin, so do sit tight and let's give you the details. The Uganda Muslim Council has announced that Eid al-Fitr will be observed this Sunday, March 30th, 2025, following the customary moon sighting. Eid al-Fitr is one of the two major Islamic festivals alongside Eid al-Adha. It falls on the first day of Shawwal, the 10th month of the Islamic calendar, marking the end of Ramadan, a sacred month of fasting from dawn to dusk observed by the Muslims worldwide. Let's take a look.
Allah tugamba mu kitabo ky'Quran entukuvu nti walitukmilu al-iddata walitukabbiru Allaha ala ma hadakum wa la'allakum tashkurun. Muteekwa mujjuze omuwendo gw'ennaku eza Ramadan era mumugulumize Katonda ku ekyo kye yabalungamyamu oba olyawo ne mumwebaza. Nabbi waffe Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam n'atugamba nti musiibe nga mumaze okulaba omwezi gwa Ramadan era musibulukuke nga mumaze okulaba omwezi gwa Shawwal. Bwe kuba tegulabise kale mujjuze ennaku asatu eza Sha'ban. Ntwala omukisa guno okubategeeza mu butongole nti omwezi gwa Shawwal gulabise akawungeezi ka leero. N'olw'ensonga eyo Eid al-Fitr yakusaalibwa enkya ku Sunday ng'ennaku z'omwezi asatu omwezi ogwokusatu mwaka 2025.
Bonna abatannaba kuwa zakatul fitri babeere nga bagenda eri bayimaamu baabwe oba abavunaanyizibwa ku zakatul fitri bagiwenga Eid tennaba kutuuka kusaalibwa. Senga Eid eneebanga esaaliddwa ejja kuba tekyali zakatul fitri. Omwaka guno bajja kuba bafiiriddwa okuwa zakatul fitri nga balinze mwaka mulala ejja kuba saddaaka ya bulijjo. Tukubiriza aba district kadhi bayimaamu bonna abakulembeze b'emizikiti okusaaza abantu sola ya Eid ng'obudde bukyali okusinziira ku kifo mwe basaalidde insha Allahu taala.
Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar walillahil hamd, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar.
Uganda and Kenya have signed a historic memorandum of understanding to jointly conserve the Mount Elgon ecosystem as a transboundary biosphere reserve. The agreement was signed by Uganda's Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Doreen Katusime, and Kenya's Principal Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, Sylvia Museia. The signing ceremony took place at the Suam border in Kenya's Trans Nzoia County. The MOU aims to promote coordinated efforts in protecting, conserving and sustainably managing Mount Elgon as a shared natural resource. Let's take a look.
The Memorandum of Understanding is aimed at promoting joint actions of protecting, conserving and sustainably managing Mount Elgon ecosystem as a transboundary biosphere reserve.
Respective management authorities will carry out joint concurrent patrols within the transboundary biosphere reserve for the purpose of law enforcement. Jointly undertake promotion of cross-border tourism through development of transboundary ecotourism master plan.
Uganda's permanent secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Doreen Katusime, signed on behalf of the Ugandan government, whilst Livia Museya, the principal secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, signed on behalf of Kenya.
We've spent a bit of time. It has been a bit of a long journey, but driven by the need for this collaboration on the management of a common resource which is under excessive pressure, it was necessary for us to persevere and be here. And I am very grateful to God that I have seen this happen and that I will be a signatory to this very important MOU. The authorities from the two countries have informally collaborated in the management of the ecosystem, but the appending of signature today to this MOU will mark a significant step in the formulation of joint economic and development strategies and policies that are inclusive, that promote regional economic integration, and that strengthen our connectivity.
We are here to plan for the mountain because the mountain cannot speak. And we're here to plan for the wildlife because the wildlife cannot demonstrate on the streets of Kampala or Nairobi, and they cannot petition the parliament, and so we are here to speak on their behalf. And we have a shared resource like Mount Elgon to work together to make sure that it thrives. As government of Kenya, we have embraced a community-based natural resource management perspective. We do not have to remove people from Mount Elgon for Mount Elgon to thrive.
The Mount Elgon Transboundary Biosphere Reserve is a hub to Mount Elgon National Park. However, the locals are concerned that over time, they have had conflict with the management of the park.
Those are the robots. Up to today, the government has not resettled those people. And they are there, they are crying, they are suffering locally. 2010, 2011, the government of Kenya gave our people to do farming in Kenya. And some 3 weeks ago, after people planting their cabbage, after planting their tomatoes, the government went, the rangers, they slashed down everything.
We do apologize that sometimes we took too long to take these actions. To the extent that by 1994, there were still people who were in the mountain. But if they were kept there, those services would not be there. It's unfortunate that today there are some who are still not yet accommodated, not yet settled. But the government, every other day, if we've been following the speeches of our leaders, the planning documents, the efforts to resettle people is there.
However, the Mount Elgon National Park Commandant Samuel Amanya revealed that as a result of the conflict, some of the Uganda Wildlife Authority staff have lost their lives.
Sorry for the injuries and deaths that have occurred there. I know the list is long. Every community can cry of its problem, its list. UWA can cry. Yes, in the last 20 years, I have, unfortunately, 14 dead bodies. Rangers who have died because of a panga, a spear, a stone, a hook. 54 are rangers living with disabilities. That's 20 years.
The two permanent secretaries of Uganda and Kenya laid foundation stones on the Ugandan side of the border and Kenya on behalf of Uganda's Prime Minister Robina Nabanja and Kenya's Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi to symbolize this collaboration.
Mount Elgon Transboundary Biosphere Reserve, commissioned by His Excellency Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS for Foreign Affairs, Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Republic of Kenya, and Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, Prime Minister, Republic of Uganda, on 28th March 2025.
Mount Elgon Transboundary Biosphere Reserve has been gazetted by UNESCO as the second of its kind in Africa and the first in Eastern and Southern Africa.
UNESCO stands committed to supporting Kenya and Uganda in managing Mount Elgon sustainably. Through dialogue, resource mobilization and capacity building, we aim for this initiative to set a model for transboundary conservation in Africa.
The reserve will also serve as a hub for scientific research, education, and sustainable development.
Now, over 700 students have graduated with certificates and diplomas in nursing and midwifery at the Rwenzori School of Nursing in Kasese, with a call to advance their education to access better paying job opportunities. The Minister of State for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, commended the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for initiating immunization programs which have enabled the younger generation to study and complete their education. More details in this report.
The Minister of State for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has commended President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for initiating immunization programs, saying in the past, many children died due to lack of vaccination against deadly diseases, significantly impacting the education sector.
You have seen the number of children here. All these were born during Museveni's regime. And the way they are here alive is because President Museveni put their measures of immunization against the 6 killer diseases. Otherwise, you try to kakura. But because Museveni put there that healthcare initiative of immunizing against the 6 killer diseases, that's why children are now growing up and children are now studying, and you see that we have all these nurses graduating at a go.
However, he pointed out that while the government is expanding educational access to all Ugandans, unemployment remains a significant challenge for school graduates.
We have succeeded in educating children, but now we have a problem of what? Employment. But at least they have all gone to school. So let us struggle to get jobs, but when they are already what? Educated.
The director of Kitula Care Initiative, Francis Kitula, which also works in education, urged graduates to serve with diligence and integrity. He also expressed gratitude to the government for introducing allowances for public workers in hard-to-reach areas.
We want to pray that those who have graduated, in case you're sent to some area, even if it is hard to reach, please ensure that the cardinal role is for you to have the duty to care. And you went to school so that you can help the fellow Ugandan citizens wherever they are. They did not decide to live in that area, but they found by God's nature they are that side.
The director of Rwenzori School of Nursing and Midwifery, Masereka Nehemiah, encouraged graduates to provide quality care to the public.
You are joining a competitive world, and this competitive world can only be taken up when you show that you have the skill and the competency and the positive attitude that is required by you to offer quality care.
The Chiruhura District National Resistance Movement chairperson, Cedric Nzeire Kaguta, has urged leaders in Sembabule district to embrace unity and peace as Uganda approaches the general elections. Speaking in Luweero County, Sembabule district, during the launch of the consultative meetings organized by Brigadier General Emmanuel Rwashande, Nzeire emphasized the importance of collaboration to foster development in the region. These meetings aim to explore solutions to drive progress in Luweero and Sembabule district at large.
Luweero County residents were treated to free entertainment courtesy of Brigadier General Emmanuel Rwashande's initiative for the region. The event held at Luweero Parents Primary School Playground attracted renowned musicians including Bebekul, Gravito Mutuju, Reiji, Geno Gion and Geoffrey Weigana, among others. Addressing an enthusiastic crowd, Brigadier General Emmanuel Rwashande expressed concern over Luweero constituency's prolonged struggles with inadequate service delivery. He declared that the time for liberation had come.
I want first of all to implement government programs. I want to mobilize for movement. I want to build this school. I want to put every household income to have the earnings so that we can be part of what is going on. Uganda is going towards international development. We are integrating with the East African community, but Luweero does not have anything to take there. because they can't even help themselves. So we want to help ourselves first, then we go into another development of other sectors.
Brigadier General Shande also highlighted the persistent land conflicts affecting residents and pledged to collaborate with the government to find lasting solutions.
Land dispute is the biggest problem here, which is caused by the Member of Parliament. And from today, we are going to make sure that those who have rightful owners with titles will go back to their land. We are going to consult the anti-smuggling sector to give us support.
Chiruhura District NRM Chairperson and guest at the event, Cedric Zeire Kaguta, called on local leaders to prioritize peace and unity in their communities.
So leaders of Sembabule, from the chairman, RC5, MPs, RDCs, should unite people instead of putting people in their religion, tribe. What should unite us is the interest in NRM. What is uniting us in NRM is interest, not religion, not tribe, not everything.
Michael Toyota Kaguta, Vice Chairperson of the Patriotic League of Uganda, reassured Remiaga residents of the unwavering support in addressing key challenges, including land disputes and poor infrastructure.
Katengeri je mwatongoza lwa Shande ngenda mubere mabega tugenda kulabanga mpaka mu ntebe mu Parliament.
Remiaga constituency residents expressed their gratitude to Brigadier General Shande for organizing the event and urged authorities to swiftly intervene in resolving land conflicts. Reports indicate that over 100 families in Remiaga County have allegedly been evicted from their land, purportedly with the involvement of local leaders.
We have lost 1,700 acres of lands grabbed by Honorable Sechikuboko.
These affected residents are now appealing to the government for urgent intervention. Kawanguzi Paul, Nelson Akatfurira, UBC.
The Director of Crime Intelligence in the Uganda Police, Brigadier General Christopher Damulira, announced that the crime rate in Luweero district and Savannah regions have decreased. The decline is attributed to the President's initiative to establish leadership in the ghetto structure, fostering good relations between the police and the local community. More details in this report.
Director of Crime Intelligence in the Uganda Police, Brigadier General Christopher Damulira, has explained that the President's program launched in 2022 aimed to identify challenges faced by ghetto residents and provide them support.
This idea is the idea of the President. The President is trying to ensure that the youth are given the right attention by the government.
Over the past 3 years, the program has helped reduce crime, with many youth overcoming addictions and receiving funds through their circles to develop themselves. Damulira noted that thanks to the ghetto structure, police operations in these areas are no longer necessary, as it's easier to identify individuals involved in crime.
As police will go to these ghetto areas and arrest, because a crime has been committed, we just arrest everyone. But since we started this program of working together with the ghetto youth, those kind of operations have reduced, because now we are able to get the right intelligence about the real criminals.
General Damulira and Major Emma Kotesa warned youth to avoid politicians seeking to exploit them and to stay clear of betting habits which hinder development.
We have seen situations where youth are picked from ghettos and taken to get involved in violence of destroying property, burning tires, burning roads, destroying police cameras, destroying private property of Ugandans. So my message to the ghetto youth was very clear that when those people come to them, they should reject them.
I'm happy today that it is Luweero. Luweero, this is our home. This is the area where we have much interest to make sure that the ghettos which are here, the youth who are here, are going to be a potential and beneficial.
The resident district commission of Luweero confirmed the decrease in crime, citing improved relations between ghetto youth and security agencies.
Actually, Luweero was emerging as the first, but during the recent report, the crime rate reduced. One of the factors is that we have mobilized the ghetto structure to actually persuade these young people not to get involved in a crime.
If the ghetto is launched and taken to in the front of His Excellency Kaguta Museveni, the way he did it in Kampala, that's the way he wants to do it in Luweero, and they facilitate these boys of Luweero, and we mobilize them into other business. The
Luweero Ghetto Youth Structure Circle was launched by General Damlira, who promised presidential backing. Mary Namkose, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
Government through the Microfinance Support Center has injected 500 million shillings into Karachuna SACCOs to empower former warriors in Karamoja. As part of this initiative, brand new motorcycles were handed over to the Emyoga border SACCOs as seed capital. This event was officiated by the Finance Minister Matia Kasaija in Moroto and Kotido and was attended by the Karamoja Affairs Minister Peter Lokeris and other top government officials, marking a new chapter in the economic transformation of the Karamoja sub-region.
Microfinance Support Center has launched a grant distribution program and SACCO certification handover to the Karachunas, former warriors in Karamoja, signifying a crucial milestone in the economic transformation of Moroto and Kotido districts.
Microfinance Support Center is a baby of government. Yes. So whatever we are doing is government serving its people.
At the ceremony in Moroto and Kotido districts, officiated by the Finance Minister Matia Kasaija, the government disbursed 500 million shillings in grants and handed over 9 brand new motorcycles as seed capital to the Karamojong Emyoga SACCO in Moroto. Minister Kasaija urged beneficiaries to embrace a saving culture for sustainable economic empowerment.
This business of rustling, you kill yourselves, you leave your families, you leave your parents, is not something that really, particularly the NRM government, led by Excellency Museveni, we don't want that one. We want you to be rich.
The Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Peter Lokeres, commended the Karamojong community for embracing government-led wealth creation programs. He emphasized that affordable loans through Emyoga SACCOs would significantly uplift livelihoods, encouraging the Karachunas to invest wisely and move away from past practices such as cattle rustling.
And it is the government through Museveni that decided to take this money to the people, look for them and organize them. Now, you were made to just put some money together, and then when they saw you were serious, they decided to fund you again.
Grateful for the financial support, Karachunas expressed their appreciation to the government and the Microfinance Support Center, describing the initiative as a game changer for youth empowerment.
I want to thank the government of Uganda and His Excellency the President of Uganda for introducing this. Now, many of my riders, from those who have won, they have won more than 5 months back. Some of them have bought plots.
Groups such as Obaraka Pay in Moroto and the Kotido Women's Group, through their Emyoga SACCO enterprises, are experiencing significant socio-economic transformation, demonstrating that financial inclusion is key to community development.
Government programs we appreciate. We have the Emyoga.
We have met essential household needs, education, healthcare, housing and clothing. But it has been more than that. And as a mother, the loan of microfinance really helped her. She educated her 2 children who are now graduates, and she's very grateful about that. She was able to uplift her business of produce. She also bought a piece of land, and she took all her children to school.
So because of that, Microfinance Support Center puts a lot of emphasis on empowering women financially. You know, money can make a woman very beautiful.
With wealth creation programs spearheaded by the Microfinance Support Center, Karamoja is steadily advancing towards sustainable economic growth. Mary Namkose, Robert Bwaita, UBC News.
Kama nemo pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? condition, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netaga yo karoni, nigga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good with MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery. Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win. Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. The Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Barugahara, has urged flight operators to be innovative and courageous in the execution of their duties. Balam was speaking at the graduation ceremony of DAS Aviation School in Entebbe Municipality.
Excitement filled the airspace as students of DAS Aviation School in Entebbe Municipality celebrated their graduation. The event held at the school's Entebbe main campus, with the Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Barbara Guhara, stepping in as the chief guest.
Best performer recognition, who is Luweero Christopher.
Today it marks a milestone in your life, not just a conclusion of your academic chapter, but the beginning of a whole new journey that you are embarking on. So that comes with a very big cost. So you have worked so hard to reach this moment. Your determination and commitment to excellence have made you not graduate but also leaders prepared to contribute meaningfully to our country.
Balam urged the flight operators to be innovative and courageous in the execution of their duties.
One of the things has been mentioned by your head of training, who mentioned clearly that As you celebrate, there are those ones who want your downfall, and then your parents want you to raise. But your neighbors want you to collapse. Because who are you now to fly? Now instead of working in taxis, their children are in taxis because they refuse to finish school. Their taxi conductor asking, Ogenda. For you will only ask someone whether he likes champagne or wine or the other thing. So even your accent will change. But I pray you don't forget your parents who have struggled to make you who you are now.
The means also encouraged graduates to be resilient as the future presents challenges that require determination and adaptability.
As you go forth, you will encounter obstacles, some expected, some not, but have faith in your ability and rise above them.
Graduates were awarded certificates in flight operations and other aviation-related disciplines.
Not letting down your parents, your sponsors. Thank you for proving them right, that what they invested in you, you have finally delivered.
This is a milestone for all of you, but a milestone, especially in this 21st century, is something you need to keep on building on.
Aviation is more than just flying planes. It's about connecting people, cultures, and economies. It's about innovation, exploration, and pushing the boundaries of what is possible.
UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo, Arnold Mark, and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. Up next is the weekly business roundup with Maureen Faith. Babitie.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.